Hey, my name is Justus. I went to Wellington, which is a small city in the southwest of England in the county called Somerset. So before my stay I was quite anxious because I didn't know what to expect. It was kind of like a last minute decision to go to Wellington. I had some friends who were working there or who've been friends with my sister and they connected me or hooked me up with a job over there. So I really didn't know what to expect, but it was kind of like a difficult situation for me, but I was really looking forward to my experience, and ever since I didn't know what to expect. I was just hoping for the best, and in the end, yeah, it really did work out well for me. A very big helper for me for my stay abroad was Ms. Fossang in the international office. She really supported me a lot with my Erasmus Plus stipendium. She really put in some extra work to make it happen for me, which I'm very glad to have this type of support from the international office. I think they're really hard-working, dedicated people. And also in the English department, Emily Black helped me out a lot. She was always very supportive and spontaneous since my decision kind of was like last minute. She really put in some extra work too and made it happen for me. I was interning as a German language assistant, and I was living in the school facilities. It was boarding school, and I was living right on campus, right above the sixth form center, which was quite loud during the daytime, but since I had to get up in the morning, it wasn't too bad for me. I think boarding school is very special. When I went there, I was kind of critical. I thought it was kind of like described in the so-called Volksmund, like boarding school, there are very many arrogant kids and the teachers think they're better than other teachers. But for me it was a very nice experience because you really connected with the students over there. You really developed a relationship with everybody there. It was kind of like a class trip, but a class trip for half a year. And you had breakfast together, you had lunch together, you had dinner together, you experienced many great things together. Yeah, so overall it was a very different experience to the everyday school here in Germany. So I recommend everybody to maybe do an internship at a boarding school because it kind of opens your perspective about different types of schools. So my daily routine started roughly at 9 AM when I got up. Sometimes I got up earlier and hit the gym, and afterwards I had breakfast, and then I started my day by planning my lessons for the day. Afterwards I went to the teachers meeting, which was always right around 11 AM. And afterwards I had to work with different groups of learners. I had some one-to-one appointments with sixth form learners, which are the higher grade learners. And I also had some group sessions with not as experienced learners. And my job was to teach them German. On the one hand, the German grammatics, but even more typical German culture and German expressions, like for example Ach du grüne Neune, or the word Tohuwabohu, which you can't find in the workbooks, but which are very nice to have. I think the stay really helped out my English skills, or really improved them. I was living together with two teachers. We were flatmates, and one teacher was an arts teacher and the other one a chemistry teacher. During my free time, I almost just spoke English because I kind of was just the only German guy there. At the beginning, I was very anxious when I got to Wellington about making some social contacts there. I didn't know the people there, I just had one contact person, but in the end it was very easy for me to make some friends there because the people there were very open-minded, and the experience I made was to just approach them and to walk towards them and sit on their table and get into communication with them, because then they were very dedicated to include you into their social life. I tried to include myself as much as possible, which was a very big helper, and they gave that back to me too. And also when I went home, they feedbacked me in the way that they really liked my approach towards them, which was really nice, and I can recommend them to everybody to just be open-minded, get into contact with the locals there, and then they would be very supportive towards you too. One thing which was surprising about British culture for me was that they have a pub literally everywhere. When they have a village which contains 5 houses, one of those houses is a pub, and the pub is always crowded. It's insane that they have so many pubs over there. That was really nice. And also the British people, they're not too fancy about small talk. They always ask you, hey, you're right, but they really are not interested whether you reply to them, yeah, I'm good, and you it's very, very superficial, the small talk over there, but if you get to know them better, they will open up and you will have some nice chats with them. I think overall my experience was really, really nice. I didn't know what to expect at all when I went there, and in the end it turned out like a very nice and delightful 5 months for me. At this point it probably was the best stay abroad in my life. The school was very, very, very nice to me, and personal, everybody there, they really liked me, and I really enjoyed my stay there. It was really a fabulous experience, and I would recommend the school there to everybody who is looking for stay abroad. It really will improve your English. You will make a ton of friends. You will meet very many dedicated students, and right now I probably have a network all over England because I taught all the sixth formers, and they always tell me like, hey, come visit me, come visit me. So for me it's has been very pleasant, and my network really grew a lot. You really should plan your stay abroad as early as possible. I took 1 year, like 1 extra year, to stay abroad for a longer time than 3 months, and I personally really liked it. Some other, they do it like 3 months in between the summer and the winter semester. But me personally, I really like to have 1 more year. I used half the year to work my bachelor thesis and the other half to stay abroad. And also I was really, really lucky to have so many very hardworking people in the international office, because otherwise my stipendium probably wouldn't have worked. So to all of you guys who want to stay abroad, plan your stay a little bit earlier than me probably, and especially during regarding your stipendium, you should plan it as early as possible to get financial support, which is really helpful when you stay abroad.